All right, I'm gonna go ahead and strip the interior, get pretty much everything out of here we can, and get this sagging headliner out, get this back curtain off of here, take out as much of the interior trim as I can, and leave it basically bare bones for reasons I'll get into later. We got some big stuff coming. It's gonna be good. So, first things first, I'm the realist. Drop this and let the whole world feel it. Who am I kidding? All right, so to take the gauge bezel off, which there's this guy right yonder. So the first step, you got to get you a pick, and there's a little slot on the back of these knobs, and you got to be forceful and careful. You kind of have to sneak up on it a little bit, but there's a little tab in there that you have to push just right, and then you can release these knobs and you can actually remove them. You just gotta sneak. And since you're using a pick, be careful that you don't slip and ram it into your thumb. Doesn't feel good. Speaking from several experiences doing exactly that. Don't know if you can see that from there, but on the back of this, there's a little D-shaped thing, and you just get your pick right here in this groove, push down on that retainer, and then it comes off. Part of why I do these videos is, well, one, I'm already doing all this work anyways. If I wasn't recording, I'd still be doing all the same things, saying all the same things. I'd still be doing all this stuff, but I wanted to start making some videos to show what it's really like working on things. Because I feel like a lot of car pages and auto shows and things like that kind of idealize stuff or make it look a lot easier than it actually is, or do jump cuts, or don't really show you the full picture of what is involved. I try to do my best to be realistic about what I show. Some things isn't interesting to watch, but I try to give people a real perspective and also let you know that you can do this yourself. You can, if there's a project that you have that has been daunting, or it's something that you've been putting off for a long time, it's been in your driveway for a year and you don't want to do it, the best way is to just start. You don't want to fall into the paralysis by analysis trap where you just overthink it and think about it over and over and over again. Sometimes the best thing to do is to just do. Just get out there and start. Do something. Every little bit you do gets you a little bit closer. And what really helps me whenever I'm taking on a full truck restoration or like a full dirt bike build or something like that is to not think about it in terms of, oh, I have this whole thing I have to do. Just break it down into systems. Like, oh, today I'm gonna do the rocker panel, or I'm gonna take the shift knob off of the transmission. Whatever your thing is, be like, all right, this is my goal. That's what I have to do. Don't stress about the whole thing that you need to be doing. Just think about the task at hand, and the rest of it will come later. When you get that thing done, do the next thing. When you get the next thing done, keep going. Before you know it, you got a whole truck done, or a car, or that engine build that you've been putting off, or rewiring. Come on now, get off of there. Sometimes these knobs get to a point where you've had enough, and so you just lock a vice grip on there, give it the old I'm not asking treatment, tear it off, and order a new one. And this one is heading that way very quickly. There you go. I just had to threaten it a little bit. That only took 20 minutes. So I'm going to take this bottom cover off of the steering column. Don't lose these. Don't break them. That's one of those pieces that if you lose it and you really want one, just buy another truck. All right, A-pillar trim off. Headliner trim is out. I just did it again. Intact with all 4 clips. Driver side A-pillar trim also out intact. Passenger side good as well. If any of y'all have any cool ideas, tips, or tricks on the best way to get large amounts of this foam mess off of here, just leave me a little comment. Tell me what's worked well for you. I'm honestly, this is in great shape. I'm really thinking about just cleaning all this adhesive off of here and painting it and not having a headliner because it looks so nice. Let me know what you think. Headliner or paint it? Next up is the gauge cluster. There's 2 Phillips at the bottom, 2 Phillips at the top in between your indicator lights. I like to think the Ford Model A wasn't originally called the Model A. Someone saw one of them right when they made the first prototype and asked the engineer, "Hey, what do you call that car? What model is it?" The Canadian engineer said, "Oh, Model A." I said, "Oh, Model A, that's pretty cool." He was too embarrassed to correct the guy and just stuck. Yep. Okay. And just like that, the gauge cluster is out. Oh my gosh. That is a lot of dust. That's crazy. If you're trying to take your speedo off, you push this in towards the gauge, and then you push sideways on the connector like this, and it'll unclip and pop out. Wow, look at how dirty it is in here. Unreal. A lot of cleaning coming. Oh, one thing I don't know if I've said yet. I think this might actually be the most useful advice that I have. When you take a whole bunch of screws out of something, just put them back in where they were. Don't leave them out and put them in a pile or a Ziploc bag or something like that, unless you have to. Put them back where they came from. That way you don't have to try and remember, oh, did the short one go here? Did the long one go here? What is this even for? Is this for this truck? Is this for a bird feeder? No. If you just put them right back in when you can, like this here, just throw them right back in. You know, all this detritus on top of the speaker grill adds an extra flavor of acoustics. Yeah, which it's custom. You know, someone once asked me, would you still be doing all this stuff if you won the lottery? It's like, duh. I'd only be doing this stuff. I wouldn't have to go to a regular job too. I'd still be fighting all these pain in the butt 40-year-old connectors and wires and hassle and working on junk cars. It's because I like it. Yeah, it's fun. Some people don't understand that. It's like, oh, why are you always so frustrated working on such and such or whatever? You know, that looks like a pain. It's like, yes, it's a pain. It's a lot of work, but the payoff is beautiful. And it's very gratifying kind of fun. Congratulations. If you've reached this phase, you are deep. 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 You are what I call past the point of no return. But you've made it this far. If you can get it out, you can rig it up and get something back in there. This is with that out. Still a lot of stuff going on in here, but it's getting closer to being out. Because all this rust, I'm going to take these off, clean them up, get them rust free, get them painted, everything back in. It's a lot, but like I said, one step at a time. All right, got a lot to do, a little time. I'm in a race against the rain. It's coming soon. So I'm going to try to quickly get the engine out of this bad boy. I'm going to take the hood off, maybe take the fender off, don't know yet. Definitely get the hood off, drain the oil, drain the coolant, unhook all the electrical connectors, unhook the engine from the trans, undo the motor mounts, pull it out, throw it in the garage. So here goes. We're going to start with coolant and oil. Okay, that's really good. Everything's covered in coolant. Just going to use my head to hold this. Man, what a goofy, harebrained thing. Yes. Well, now my tools won't overheat. Squeeze. Think thin thoughts. All right, Earl, be free. And I don't know if I've said this before. This was a running engine. This truck works fine. It had some issues with all the emissions equipment, and so I started deleting that. And then it's the engine's tired. It works fine, but it needs a refresh. And I figured if I'm doing all this extra work to the body and frame and everything, might as well go ahead and rebuild this engine too. And while I'm down here, go ahead and get this starter snipped out of here. Fun fact about this truck, I once had to do the starter motor, this starter motor right here, in the middle of the road. Starter motor is out, Earl is drained, coolant is drained. What is next? Need to get the exhaust. The remaining exhaust is out. Hopefully you'll be able to get something from watching from this perspective. In case you're wondering, if you have a lever actuated clutch, so it's right here, goes into this fork, and then so you've got a little, you see that? Hold on. You got this little pin right there in that rod. Pull that pin off, take the washer off of there, pull the eye off and out. All right, it's time for this hood to go. I'll do this a little bit differently today than how I normally get hoods off, but work with what you got, right? And I'm working solo, and I happen to have my buddy's engine hoist right now. So, might as well make use of it. Now remember, this is only stupid if it doesn't work. If it does, it's going to be a lot easier than how I normally do this by myself, which is just brute force and kind of wearing it like a turtle shell. I really don't like doing that. All right, so let's test it. Take out my hood prop. Yes. All right, let's actually lower this bad boy down some, because the last thing I need is for this to swing off of here and bust my windshield. I do have one tip. Take you a Sharpie or some spray paint and paint around these hinges so that when you go to put it back together, you know where it should be. That'll get you close. When you do this, word of advice, be careful that you don't cinch down your ratchet straps too much, or you'll do like I did on this driver's side and kink the front a little bit. It's fine, I'll be able to fix it, but you know, it'd be nice to not have to mess with something like that. Let's get this rad out of here. Overflow. I want to get the heater hoses, rad hoses, rad. No! Woo. Okay, had to move my tripod because the wind just blew it over. So I'm going to give you a little different perspective just because of the wind. Okay. Upper rad. Disconnected. Heater hose. Number 1. Okay. Disconnected. Give it a little relief cut. And by relief cut, I mean cut that thing off. All right, hose. Get out of here. Got a little more Calante spilling, but you know, nothing I can do about that. Oh, good. Before I forget and continue losing everything, I'm going to go ahead and put these back. Going to cut that right off. Throttle cable has got to come out of that little bracket. It's already disconnected from the carb because I took the carb off. Okay, we got this guy right here. It connects to your ignition coil. Got this guy. We're just going to unplug it here. Take that part up. Okay, cool. That broke. That's good. That's really great. That one broke too. All right. 2 for 2. Okay, that one's unplugged. So I just undid the wiring harness connectors on the driver's side. Just undid the connector from the alternator. Voltage regulator. Okay, lay those right there. What else do we have? We got this vacuum line here that goes and connects in to that mess of vacuum over there. This end connects to the vapor canister. Well, I guess I can take you loose right there. Oh, man, I can't stand about these overalls. It seems like every 3 or 4 seconds almost, beard hair gets caught and rips. Just going to state for the record, don't do it this way. It's going to work, but I'm sure someone out there is going to have 400 reasons why you not to do this. Well, it's something. There we go. Okay, ground is undone. Ground from engine to body. What are you stuck on? I just got it off.
Oh, that's so crazy.
Come on, big girl. It's out. All right. It's out. Had to take a break for several hours, but came back to it. Got her out, got the front off. I'm going to get it thrown on the stand, clean up this huge disaster of a mess. Probably get this fender off camera. There's still one pesky bolt holding it on. And now we have access. It's just going to keep getting better from here. Nicely done. Just keep getting it apart one piece at a time, making it better. Go from there. Thanks for watching. Mama said I could be anything I wanted when I grew up, so I became an engine. You don't even want to know how this transmission is hooked up. Talk about a tail shaft, am I right?